Welcome to the Shipping Podcast, where you meet interesting maritime professionals sharing their passion for the shipping industry and their everyday job. I am your host. My name is Lena Gothberg. Consuelo Rivero is the guest in this episode of the Shipping Podcast, which is the last one in the year 2015. Consuelo is also finishing the week of shipping business women who I interviewed during the WISTA International AGM and conference in Istanbul early October. I have saved the best one for the last. Consuelo has been the secretary of the WISTA International Executive Committee for 6 years, and she handed over her office in Istanbul under standing ovations. Consuelo is a ship agent working at the agency department of Ership in Huelva, Spain. She's talking a little bit about the responsibilities of a ship agent and how few women she has met during her 22 years in the maritime industry. I learned something new again about sound when I sat down with Consuelo. I will never ever again make an interview in a hotel reception or in an area where they are serving coffee to other guests. I am sorry again about the sound, but I hope you will enjoy listening to Consuelo. She's such a nice and wise lady. Consuelo Rivero, welcome to the Shipping Podcast.
Thank you.
Who are you?
Well, my name is Consuelo, as you have said, and I work as a shipping agent in a company called Ership in Huelva, Spain. I have been with them for 22 years. And so far, I haven't woken up a single day thinking, I don't like what I'm doing.
Oh, wonderful. So what does a shipping agent do?
There are several things we do. When you have a ship, you are a ship owner, and you are calling a port, you need somebody to represent you. You need an office in each port you call. So you nominate or appoint an agent. And this agent takes care of everything related to your ship. If you have crew changes, if they have to go to the doctor, anything that is needed on board. And besides, all the documents needed to get permissions for the vessel to access the port and then to depart. In case of loading, it has to be the bill of lading, statement of facts, everything related to the ship. Remember, it's like a small city full of people who have needs and requirements, and we try to help them with them.
So it's any kind of vessel?
Except for containers. We don't do containers. We are starting in the port with this section of the business, but we are not handling. We are starting with cruise ships recently. It's really fun.
So you go on board each and every ship?
No, what we do is we rotate, and every 4 weeks I'm on duty, and that's when I have to visit the ship.
So you meet a lot of people?
Yeah, from different parts of the world. It's very nice.
I can see that. So you're in one port or are you in different ports?
I am in one port for a short period of time. I was in Tarragona also, but then I went back to Huelva.
Sounds very interesting and exciting job.
It is. There are no two similar days.
No, I
Every day is different.
That. Is there an education to become a ship agent, or is it just...
Not really. What they ask you is to speak at least 2 more languages than yourself, and then they give you the education at the company, because they want to shape you into their way of behaving.
So how many people are employed in your company?
We are about 500 people. In Huelva we are about 50, because we also have the technical department. We are also ship owners, and they have warehouses, they are traders, stevedores, everything related to the shipping industry.
When you enter the ship, who do you meet then? Is it the captain or is it someone else?
Well, first of all, there's somebody at the gangway because of security.
Oh, so you have to go on these little boats?
That depends. Some of the ships are alongside and some have to be at anchorage because they are too big to enter in the port. So in both cases, the first person who meets you is somebody on duty to check who you are, and then he takes you straight to the captain. That's who I deal with. In the case of cruise ships, it's different. It's somebody else who takes care of the agency things.
I see. Have you met many female captains?
No, actually, in 22 years, I think I have met only 2. It's a pity.
Yeah.
Now you meet more officers, but captains, it's difficult. Because when they reach so high, it's because they are very good. So companies want to have them at the office.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's what happens.
I didn't think about that. Mm-hmm. I see. So, how did you end up in shipping?
Well, I think it's in my veins. My father was a captain and then a pilot, My grandfather on my mother's side was also an agent, but I never thought about this. It was just by chance. I received a phone call from a friend who said, in this company, they are in need of an agent. Why don't you try? And I talked to my family about this because it's a very needy job, and they said, go for it. That's how it started.
Do you have many colleagues that are female?
No. Currently in Huelva, I am the only one.
I am speaking to a very exceptional person here. I can hear that. So how do you, you've been around in the shipping for quite a while then. Mm-hmm. What changes have you seen?
Related to women, you see more and more on board, and it's not so unusual when they see you come on board. At the beginning, it was a shock for them. It was like something very funny to them. And it made my job very, very easy because, they made me very welcome. They wanted to know why I was there and so on. Everything was so easy. Now it's more normal. I think the development is more technical than anything else. When I started, it was difficult to get in touch with ships. They didn't have mobile phones on board. Internet was not established on board. Now the communication is quite easy. It's mostly that what I see as a difference.
And how do you see the future?
The future?
What is happening now that you can see?
I'm looking at a green future.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I see in the forecast. That everything has to be environmental friendly, and ships have to take more care of how they treat the environment and so on. And that's what I see.
We are at the WISTA conference in Istanbul, in Turkey, which I have renamed WISTA. I think that's more appropriate now. We are 200 plus women here. And you have been the secretary of the executive committee for 6 years.
Right.
What was that like?
Well, to tell you the truth, it was fun. It was fantastic because it gave me the chance to meet people from all over the world, know their cultures, make business with them. I have made friends for life. It's been fun.
So you have been very busy. Has it been a lot of work for you?
It has been extremely demanding, and it is becoming more and more demanding because you have to see that we are 34 countries. Every country has a question, something to ask for, something to check, and they keep sending me messages. And as you know, people are busy with their daily life tasks. So they rely on me to keep an eye on what is going on for WISTA related to them. And that's what I have been doing.
The organization is also growing, so we get more and more countries on board. You said 34 countries. How many members are there?
It's above 2,100 something, last count.
Just imagine 2,000 shipping business women ready to go and just asking for everything and wanting more information. And I could just imagine how much work you have.
But thanks God, these questions are filtered through a president or so. I deal with 34 people, plus the ones who are wanting to become a new WISTA country. We have now about 6 countries working on it.
Which are they?
We have Morocco, we have Monaco, what else? We have Brazil, some Asian countries, I can't remember right now.
Some Americas for next year, like Bermuda, Bahamas.
Yes, those are also working on it. We have several on the spot.
So what are you going to do now?
I have been asked that question several times during these days. I don't know, but I know something will come up. I will let you know.
Yeah, so next year you will only enjoy your conference without any responsibility.
I will be nobody again.
You will never ever be a nobody, promise you. You have so many friends, and that is so joyful. So I ask the same question to every guest. How do you think that the shipping industry could be less invisible? How could we become more known to the public?
Well, I can give you an example. Where I live in Huelva, the port is not looking at the town at all. So when I tell people what I do, they have no idea that we have that big port. So I think we have to start from the very beginning, from children. Go to schools, educate them. We have this WISTA Kids project that will probably start soon. There is this Argentinian mariner who has written these children books. And if we start circulating that and letting them know this business is there and it's a very exciting career, maybe we can make people aware of what we do.
Yes. I also have my own theory that we speak to each other about shipping, but we hardly ever speak to anyone else about shipping.
It's correct.
So maybe we should stand up and be a bit brave and say, this is shipping. Mm-hmm. From time to time, I feel like we are hiding this wonderful business from the rest of the world.
You know, sometimes when I am at the gym, There are these TV sets there, and sometimes they put on these programs about strange things that happen in the world. And when it's about shipping, everybody's looking open-mouthed at the screen because they don't know what it is about. It's so exciting.
Yes, I have realized that now when I have started the shipping podcast, because I was starting this amongst people who knows a lot about communication. Mm-hmm. And they asked me, what would be subject for your podcast? And I said, it will be shipping. And they said, shipping?
What is that?
Question mark. But afterwards, now when I have started, I meet them again or I speak to them and they say, it's so exciting, it's so interesting. We didn't know.
It is indeed.
So in a way, I think it's up to us to spread the word about shipping or keep it as a secret, which I don't really believe in. Did you ever have a role model?
My current role model is Karen Orsell, believe me. She has time for her job, which is very demanding. She has time for WISTA. She has time for the Chamber of Shipping, she has time for her private life, and she's always with a big smile.
Yeah, that's a really good role model, I think. Mm-hmm. But did you have anyone growing up?
My father.
It's so interesting because I've been speaking to a lot of the women here at the conference, and either you are a daughter of your father going into the business, or you just stepped on a banana leaf and just found yourself in this exciting business.
Yeah, to me it's a mixture of both. When I was a child, I was on board with my father when he was a captain. When he became a pilot, when I had time, I used to go to the ships with him, to the maneuvers. So it was something to look at and admire.
I know you are one of my best listeners because you give me feedback and you comment on both on iTunes and on my...
I am a huge fan of your podcast.
Thank you very much. I should only interview my fans. But who would be a dream guest, do you think? Who do you think I should interview?
I think you have received this recommendation already. Birgit Loden is a good one. And also Karen Orsell.
Yeah, I did an interview with Karen yesterday.
Good.
And I'm traveling to Oslo to sit down with Birgit because there's so much happening here when we are at the conference.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I will definitely take your advice.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Consuelo, for taking the time, and good luck for the future. If you don't have anything to do, just give me a call and we can do something together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Consuelo Rivero, a wonderful lady from Spain who loves her work and has never woken up and not wanted to go into her job. Have you enjoyed the week of women? I hope you have, because that was my Christmas present for you. To listen to one new shipping woman from a new country every day. I know there was a bit of cheating since I had two ladies from Holland, but I have many friends in WISTA, the Netherlands, so I hope that was okay with you. I can promise you more interviews with women, and maybe more interviews from conferences. We'll see. Depends on where I'm heading during the next coming year. 2016 starts with a Shipping Podcast Friday. I have a very interesting podcast in pipeline for you for the upcoming Friday. Isn't that a good start of the new year? The first thing that happens is a shipping podcast on your mobile device. I would like to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for listening to the Shipping Podcast. And I can now see that the word is getting out there. You are probably doing your best to spread the word about the Shipping Podcast. And I hope that more of you will take the opportunity to contact me during the coming year, both with your views on the content, wishes for guests you want to hear, and definitely the sponsors that I need. Anything you want to say to me, either use Twitter account Shipping Podcast or send me an email at hello@shippingpodcast.com. Thank you all for making my dream come true. I am now a producer and a podcast host. Who would have thought that when 2015 started? Best wishes for a prosperous 2016 to all of you from me. Thank you for listening to the Shipping Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, and hey, you can always tell your friends about it.